All right, let's open up the minds today and get into Earth being inside of a black hole and connect creation and evolution overlays and these types of images that we're told. Your third interstellar visitor, known as Atlas, in our so-called solar system going behind the sun. The things we're told is light can't escape a black hole. But we have things that can float up, in a matter of speaking, called hydrogen, helium. They can carry things up out of this thing here. All right? We have been told we've sent signals to space. We've sent things to space. And when a black hole, light doesn't escape. All right? So when you get down to a certain area, that light starts condensing in on itself as the vibration slows and gets closer to that black star or the sun or whatever that power source is, okay? I say a black star because when they dig down so-called 8 miles, which is the deepest they've done supposedly, there is a black surface that they can't go through. And I've gotten to this on my other video, but this is where they can come in and blast that surface with a bomb or nuke or whatever and shake that magnetism up and then cause a weak spot so you can do a rescue mission, in a matter of speaking. All right, so each rescue mission with a consolidation of light, all right, all these things work together. But this is where once so much light is gathered, once so much information is gathered, God is light. Once so much God is gathered, then you have a creation of so-called God or a new star or those types of things. So this is where we can actually be living inside of those things now as this light is being gathered, this God is being gathered, this consciousness is being gathered, and it's manifesting into our world to take us into a new time frame. So as it's going in, it's coming out. And this is where it connects us to where the sun and moon is actually within all of us. And we are a collective reality of this conscious of light that is being manifested through the lower vibrations. Okay? So this is where your so-called flat earth and the ring upon the earth, the Antarctica can be a island, secret island. It can also be the ice wall. It can also be the black hole they show in the middle of the map, of the flat earth map, the so-called magnetic mountain. All those things can be true in a way. But this light consciousness, this is where we're sending out signals to space, and they figured out that if they go underneath the sun, this is where they could have gone on the other side of this black hole, and they're going to blast it on this side, and we're going to blast it on this side, and it's going to boom, choom, all right, and take us to a whole new time frame. And that's kind of what we're seeing now in this world too, as the dawn of time, the dawn of the ice age, the dawn of America is shining his light bright. And as he shines his light bright, he connects the points of time. As 9, the 45, has been here to gather up the consciousness of the old, and the Abaddon came and opened the pit of the dark sun, who brought it, the Obamacare. Okay? And then you have the Biden, the moon, come in, and now the dark side of the moon is starting to shine. So all these things are working in our world, and it's a war of the worlds. And these things that are going on in space can actually be going on in our world as we are a reflection of these things. And the mirror is kind of a mirror of the black hole. As light goes in, it doesn't escape. Okay? So we have this mirror, this magic scry. As light goes in, it doesn't escape. 1996, the Nokia. All right? I'm in the Kia. The number Kia. The Pharma Kia. Had the farm too. The Bud Dings. And on that farm, that's when I started asking, praying, about creation, where in the hell I am. And after years, started getting the answer back. And now we are years later, getting answers back. But the aliens coming here, the rescue missions, all these things can happen before a certain time, before that star does explode. And before that that star does come and take over this world. And you have that new world order here, and that new world that's being created, and that old world that's being taken in, and all those types of things as you see these realities and stuff coming into our world and dividing times and going up or coming or going up or going down. Okay, and this is also when man, that's a whole nother rabbit trail. We don't need to get on that, but either way, water being H2O, that's that hydrogen, and that's part of that gas that can lift up out of here and have connections to those things. And then the oxygen is kind of at that ground level in a way, but it can attach to the hydrogen on the one level and still float up out of here, but also connect on the double level and create the water and create the life that we are in here. So all right, and what else is in our air that we breathe? We got the argon and the krypton and the nitrous oxide and the neon and the helium and all those little things. And these things are happening upon the world stage too, as far as you're symbolically or allegorically speaking, or you're parabolically speaking. So as the light is gathered and condenses in on itself, it births a new so-called earth, heaven and earth, or a new so-called black hole. And then these layers of consciousness where the aliens come and do their little thing, and then it goes back to where that's where you have like the sons of God separating, as one is taken out here, the so-called sons of God of the 80 and 90% with their dark sun going and seeing their maker down below in the dark light. And then there's also a part that's going to bring them up out of it. All right. But there's not going to be that many that have their wings after the so-called flu season, because we've already seen the H1N1 hit, and we got the east wing going down. And when he goes up into heaven and gets too close to the sun with the Icarus and whatever else, and the Icarus is tied to your Tesla, and that's where you see your Peter Thiel, right? The Till and the L and the F is that elf in a way, and that as a thief in the night and all those. But we've been shown kind of those begotten, the begottens on day, as he cashed out on the 17th, and then the 11/27 when the dragon turns 85. All right, we saw Kamala on the 119/20/21 do 85 hours watching the desk for Biden and such, and we've seen the auto pen and all that. So this is where all these little things, we're in that little black hole. All right, as far as on the world stage, you got the Obama opening the pit, then the Abaddon, he let everybody in through the and going into the dark as the moonlight was shining in the Biden and all that stuff. And then now you're on the dark side of the moon and whatever. So this is where all these things are inside of us as well. And this is where that dark sun, the moon, all those things that are controlling the old has already come in and completed its course. And now it's taking the masses in the hive. And you got that lemonade juice being shown on the little nuts and stuff for the ice age for the squirrels to gather. Either way, folks, not to get off on too many rabbit trails there, we can just keep going on those rabbit trails. Those rabies trails. RNA. All right. not to scare y'all too much, but and then that Ray B's for that Queen Bees, and that Rock Nation for that Jay-Z, that Generation Z, and all those things. We'll get into that in some videos. All right, but we'll end the space talk and the creation and evolution overlays as all these things are kind of starting to make sense. How this light is just condensing in on itself. We're shooting out little probes and sending out signals and getting a rescue mission going on here. And this is where, like, depending layers of consciousness and how much you're connected to out there in a way would be if you are seeing orbs or craft, so-called UFO, or the so-called mothership that I told you me and the wife saw in Yellowstone when we went and get that 8 witnesses out of the laundromat and say, hey, do you see that up there? Yeah, we see it. Anyways, so that light is just kind of condensing in on itself, and now they're saying the mothership there and the mothership over here in ways, and then you read the articles, it's like the mothership's already here, and they're talking about the mothership and the Iran mothership and the drones over here, all those kinds of things all going in together, and you're oh man, it's getting good, y'all.